What's going on, Ghost Squad? Trey here with Ghost Tactical for another episode of Concealed Carry Showdown. This is where we take two concealed carry guns that are very popular and we put them head to head to see which one we think gives us the best advantage or the better gun to carry for everyday carry. We put a poll out there to see what you guys wanted to see in the next showdown, and by popular demand, here it is. First, we have the Walther PPQ SubCompact chambered in 9mm and the Beretta PX4 Storm SubCompact chambered in 9mm. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead real quick and give you some specs of both these guns before we go shoot.
Okay, so the first gun we're going to look at is the Walther PPQ SubCompact. It is chambered in 9mm. The barrel length is 3.5 inches. The trigger pull is about 5.5 pounds. The trigger travel is 0.4 of an inch. The reset is literally 1/10 of an inch. It is unbelievable. The capacity, depending on the magazine that you use, is either 10+1 or 15+1. The overall length is just over 6.5 inches. The height is 4.5 inches roughly. And the empty weight is just over 21 ounces. Some of the specs for the Beretta PX4 Storm SubCompact are, once again, it is chambered in 9mm. The barrel length is 3 inches. It does have a double action, single action trigger with a capacity of 13+1. The overall length is 6.2 inches. The height is almost 5 inches. It does have a ambidextrous thumb safety, a decocker, and a firing pin blocker. And the empty weight is barely over 26 ounces.
Okay, now that we've seen the specs, now we're going to shoot 10 rounds at 10 feet, and this is not for anything except for maybe pulling the trigger, feeling how the triggers compare against each other, the accuracy, the sights, and all of that. So let's get shooting. Now that we've shot both of these and we've looked at some specs on both of them, what we're going to do now is look at some criteria that we predetermined to be important for everyday carry, and we're going to put them head to head to see which one we think might be the better choice for concealed carry.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of the comparison traits that we've deemed could be important for your decision making. So between the Walther and the Beretta, we're going to start with capacity. Now, we're going to give the nod to Walther because in the box includes two 10-round magazines and a 15-round magazine. So you have the capability right out of the box to carry 15+1, where the Beretta is a 13+1. As far as durability goes, we're going to give this as a tie. Both of these guns are very durable. They can go through all sorts of weather and conditions and being thrown around and all that. They're going to be in great shape. So we're going to give it a tie for durability. We're also going to give a tie on holster options, and this is going to be the downfall for both of these guns. There are not a ton of holster options for these guns. So both of these guns are going to be relatively difficult in finding good options, but we found some great ones. For the Walther, we're using a Klinger holster Stingray. And for the Beretta, we're using a Raw Dog Tactical. Both these holsters are great. There are holster options, but you're not going to find them everywhere. As far as the comfortability goes, I'm going to give the edge to Walther because it's a little bit slimmer, and I carry at about the 4 or 5 o'clock position. The Beretta is a little bit thicker. It's a little bit heavier, and so it's going to be a little bit different on the hip versus the Walther. So for comfortability, I'm going with the Walther. As far as price range goes, Walther's going to get the notch here. The average price for the Walther is, you're looking around $500 roughly. I've seen them lower, but let's say it's $500, and the average price for the Beretta is about $550 to $600. So the Beretta is going to be a little bit more expensive. Not saying it's a bad thing, but the Beretta will be a little bit more expensive. So we're going to give the price nod to Walther. As far as accuracy goes, we're going to give the nod to Beretta here. Now, we're going to talk about the trigger before we talk about accuracy. We're giving the trigger most definitely to Walther. The Beretta is a double action, single action, which is very, very nice. It's a nice trigger, don't get me wrong. But the Walther trigger is one of the best triggers I've ever shot, if not the best triggers I've ever shot in my life. So I'm going to give a trigger nod to Walther, but the accuracy I'm going to give to Beretta. Maybe because it's a little bit heavier. The Beretta has always been just a little bit more accurate than the Walther, so we are going to give the accuracy nod to Beretta.
Okay guys, whether you like the Walther PPQ SubCompact or the Beretta PX4 Storm SubCompact, you can't go wrong with either one of these guns right here. They are perfectly fine. I carry both of these. They're both in the rotation. I love both these things to death, and I wouldn't trade either of them for the world. They both have good capacity, great sights, great accuracy, great triggers. It's really going to come down to what feels the best and what looks best to you. Well guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. We enjoy making these. It's this little competition that we like to do to help people out, maybe choosing the right gun and all that. If you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're carrying these days and if these videos are helping. If you're new to concealed carry, you might be interested in some more content, please check out our links over here and we'll show you some more videos about concealed carry for beginners. And if you really want to check out another Showdown, check out the links as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you help. We'll see you next time. Semper Fi.